All right. Welcome, everybody, to week number 3 of season 19. We've got a marquee match between Aelix, who is the co captain of Team Phantom, and FormulaForDeath, who is a member of Team Lit. So I feel like we're kind of to the stage in the season where people are starting to kind of figure out their teams. I can remember who has what Pokemon at this point. It does take a little while, though. I feel like every season I have to completely do a full factory reset on my brain.
I am really interested in seeing how this match goes because obviously FFD has got Dondozo Tatsugiri, but Aelix piloted this thing for 15 weeks last season and has seen every single way that you could even attempt to play around it. So I wonder how he's going to handle it, what FFD has done to stop him from getting parish trapped or hazed or burned. I don't know. There are plenty of ways around it. There's also like a
Hmm
40% chance I'm not recording this at this point in time because I screwed up. So, we might not even ever get to
We'll
see this
find out.
again. We'll find out. But I'd like
So,
to. Do you want
one,
me to tell them to get started? Or do you want to talk about leads first?
I would like to talk just for a second. I like
Okay.
to give a little bit of a precursor. One thing that I do find really interesting, you did bring up that Dondozo Tatsugiri are here from Formula for Death. Um, I was curious to see if he would even bring them because the thing about, in my opinion, FFD's team this season is it's arguably one of the strongest I think that we have. Um, I think that almost every single Pokemon on his team can hold its own and works really well in operation with one another. So if he had brought Wo-Chien as well as Magnezone, I think both of those Pokemon are very respectable in their own right. In place of Dozo Tatsugiri, we could be looking at a very similar level of competition between these two. So the fact that he has them, I think means that he's planning on bringing them definitely for one game. And I think I agree with you that Alex is a player uniquely capable of sort of tackling that pairing and how devastating that combo could be.
I think Alex's team is really uniquely equipped to deal with Dondo's and Tatsugiri. You have Intimidate on Landorus, you have Machigacha Burns on Sinistcha, you have a Perish Trapped core and Gothitelle and Primarina, and you have Toxic Stalling with Mortal Spin, just Toxic, and Glamora. I mean, there's a lot of ways to
I seem
just
to remember
stop this.
I feel like I remember in early VGC, Glamora ran toxic debris sets in order to sort of stall out Dondozo in particular.
Yes, you'd run Mortal Spin, you'd run Toxic Debris. I mean, hazards obviously aren't as good in 4v4 as they are in 6v6, but being poisoned is annoying. I mean, losing 12% of your turn health every turn, even if you just get the one spike up, is a really big deal. It might not be as good into FFT's team in particular because he can remove the toxic spikes with Dapper Wheezing, but he doesn't have any flying mon other than Aerodactyl, so everything else is going to get poisoned if they enter the field.
Hmm I mean, he could technically be running Levitate. Who's to say?
If
You get
he's running,
around
if he's running Levitate
Earthquake from
Wheezing,
Lando.
I feel like that would be kind of funny because and very FFD to not use Weezing in the standard way. That Weezing's probably running like Misty Explosion and Zap Cannon or some nonsense. He's a
I'm
wacky
so
guy.
excited.
What I'm gonna go
I love
tell him
him
to
running
start it
his
out,
sets.
just so they don't have to sit there and
Go for it.
swipe forever. I certainly am not a fan during marquees when you're sort of sitting there twiddling your thumbs thinking about leads for forever. I'm the type of person that makes moves within seconds or I start to get really scared. I'm sure
Hmm
some people like to think it out, but I just be clicking buttons. We do have Young Amber and Vestus Boy. Oh, I get it because they're in the old Amber. That's a nice name. I don't know who Zen is. I assume Yzma is from Emperor's New Groove. I'm not gonna ask Alex about that. Keep the allure, the intrigue up. I think.
Unfortunately, that is spelled with a Y and a Z, so
Well,
he's he's a
FB, I
little bit
guess.
behind. Yeah. We do see neutralizing gas on Wheezing. So that's going to be stopping that liquid voice if that's what Aelix is running, as well as toxic debris, which is actually pretty significant.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Glamora could be running Earth Power Primarina obviously gets non-water moves besides Hyper Voice, such as like Scald or Hydro Pump or Sparkling Aria. I think it gets Sparkling Aria. It's one of the only two with, along with Lapras. So it can very still easily hit Young Amber with a water move, but not having the option to just click the easy Hyper Voice is very funny right now. Because that would obviously be
Hmm.
resisted by Aerodactyl.
Yeah, rather than super effective. I have to anticipate that Aelix anticipated that. I think that FFD has already used Wheezing to great effect this season. He was probably counting on it showing up, but it has three really phenomenal abilities in Misty Surge, Neutralizing Gas, and Levitate. So picking which one it was going to be, I'm sure, was tough for him. Did you see a swap out right there? A Protect coming out from Wheezing, a Sky Attack, Power Herb is wow. Okay,
Oh,
and a
that was
Swift Power Gem to take him out right afterwards.
that was crazy. One of the worst things
Wow.
about Aerodactyl is its lack of any sort of reasonable flying stab. But I guess if you run Sky Attack, it does have flying stab if you want it one time.
It seemed to work out really, really well. Also, another key factor in that just now was the levitating gas shutting off Intimidate so that Aerodactyl didn't lose, didn't take that attack drop and probably miss out on that KO.
Do you think the crit
So,
mattered?
really great. Um, oh, I didn't even actually see the crit.
Landorus is a
Um,
bulky fella.
honestly,
I think it could have.
honestly, probably. I actually think it probably did. Oh, and so we have Chi-Yu in the back. So I'm gonna guess we're not gonna see Dozo Tatsugiri this game.
Once again, knowing FFD, there's a good chance that he just brought Dondozo by itself. He is an unpredictable monster of a man. I am curious about Terra types. Obviously, Chi is weak to rock moves and water moves. He is running Terra Ghost. I'll put this at the front for a little bit. We're disrespecting Weezing to
Yeah.
some extent. He does get that scary sludge bomb onto Yzma. I don't know. Not from the
Hmm.
Emperor's New Groove. But Chi
I
gets
don't think
Psychic
it's
for
enough for.
Glamora, but I don't think either one of those are going to one shot. And I do think any move on the field can one shot Chi, whether it's Power Gem or Hydro Pump or Sparkling Aria, whatever you want to do.
And it does have 120 base special defense. So
I
I
forget
mean,
about
it
that
might take a
sometimes.
hit.
Qian Pao's got
It's
the
quite
slightly
bulky on the.
high defense, and Chiu's got that slightly high special defense.
Yeah, Chien Pao with the quad weakness to fighting definitely just seals his fate. But I mean, okay, we have a Protect coming out. A Snarl
Yes,
is really
Snarl.
interesting.
That's what I was expecting, actually. Snarl.
Oh, and it doesn't two shot anymore. All right, we do have a Sludge Bomb. That's really interesting. That's cool tech, I think. Because you're never expecting Chiyu to slap anything other than a Heat Wave or a Dark Pulse.
I wonder if Psychic one hit kills Glamora now. If you're running it. I don't think
I
Dark
think
Pulse
it's.
or Heatwave would, obviously, but you might just Snarl again. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You're really pressuring Yzma to hit Terra here, or she's going to get sacked by the Sludge Bomb. And if
Hmm.
she doesn't, I mean, even if she does Terra, you're making her worse in the long run. So what is probably Dragapult can come in and have a good shot at cleaning things up.
Hmm. And Primarina is not a fast Pokemon, so we know that Chiyu is going first right here. So, if he clicks Snarl again and it hits both of them, I think that Aelix is in actually a pretty rough spot. He's
Uh,
probably going to have to expend his Terra in order to live, because again, with Beads of Ruin active, that Sludge Bomb's going to be dealing, yeah, more damage. So another Snarl, really great, and now he can't resist that Snarl either.
yeah,
Power Gem does not kill.
he's
Water
running Water
Pledge
Pledge as a
does.
stem, which is pretty interesting.
All right, and
Well,
now we have.
he's Terra Dragon. Dragapult, obviously, half of his name is Drag, so he is definitely going to kill Yzma with Dragon Darts or Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor, whatever you want to do. Yzma's in big trouble. Now that Zen is sitting at no special attack, he can't kill Weezing, he can't kill Dragapult. I think you're in a pretty good spot. I don't know if he's running physical. Knowing
Hmm.
FFD, I assume that this is a Dragon Darts angle and not a Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor angle. So if it's me, I
I
think
think I
Fury is
agree.
the bigger threat at the moment. I try and focus it down, but I don't know. What do you think?
Another no, I totally agree. I think Dragon Darts is actually really good uniquely on we have a Terra Steel and a Protect. Is he Dragon Dartsing?
Oh, he
No,
hit the
Shadow
Shadow Ball,
Balls.
which kills.
Holy moly.
Holy moly!
Wow. That was crazy. All right. He does get the special attack reset on Glamora, which is really nice. Can definitely kill Weezing with an Earth Power now. Man, if he was running Levitate, he wouldn't have to worry about a single thing.
It can kill Dragapult with an Earth Power too now as well. Oh, that doesn't
Oh,
kill.
that does not kill. Yeah. This looks a little rough here. Unless he kills. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, this game's over.
That pretty much seals it for
I mean
sure.
he was Life Orb, so he could have switched moves. I'm getting a lot of DMs that say check DMs. Sky Attack, by the way, would not have killed Landorus. I got a calc sent to me. So that crit really did
Yeah,
matter.
no.
And it was not even close, by the way.
I What was the roll?
74% to 85%, 87%.
Oh, so that's right on the cusp. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
that crit like was right over the edge.
So that was a really big deal. I think that game could have been a lot closer. If he had hit a Draco Meteor, obviously that's a stronger move onto Glamora. I think, I mean, that obviously kills if it doesn't miss. Or if he had,
But you have to wonder, did he have a stronger stab move than that? You know, maybe he's not running Draco Meteor and Dragon Pulse is only 85 base power
it
versus
still,
80.
it still
Um,
probably would have killed. Glamora lived at 8%. That extra 5 damage with stab, that's a significant difference.
so I almost wonder if FFD isn't even running Dragon Stab on Dragapult. Since it was special with Shadow Ball, I have to think that maybe. I mean, I think that Dragapult very uniquely can run mixed sets. I think a Dragon Darts with Shadow Ball would not be something I would be confused by. Um, but, you know, clicking Shadow Ball again into Glamora, yeah, you have to think, did he have a better option than that in that moment?
Yeah, I can't imagine that Dragapult is not special attack invested. It melted Sinistra, who is not no slouch. It can take a few hits, and it got OK'd by that Shadow Ball. So I assume it's 252 modest, at least 252 timid, but it might not be running any
Sinistra,
speed. I don't know. Sinistra's pretty bulky, and you usually invest it in like HP, but who knows? If I'm Aelix, I don't know what to think about that game. I feel like FFD had a winning play if he hit Glamora with a stronger move, but also he probably wouldn't have been in such a good spot if he didn't crit Landorus. So maybe you just run the same thing back and don't get crit by Sky Attack.
you know, it's probably a viable solution. You have to worry about the looming threat of Dondozo Tatsugiri. We didn't see him last game, so maybe he brings him around this time. But again, as we said, I'm sure that Aelix has plenty of tricks up his sleeve to deal with that.
Every single Pokemon that he brought last game could have dealt with Dondozo in their own wacky, weird way.
um, now, one thing I was thinking about last game, again, we saw how effective that Snarl was on that Chi-Yu, and I don't really know how much he has to hit the Ghost Terra on the Pokemon that need that special attack investment. So I was thinking last game a Terra Ghost on that Chi-Yu in order to live the combination of Power Gem and Water Pledge. I mean, I think he probably could have sealed that game up if he'd ripped it right there.
Yeah, even if he instead of snarling the second time went for a Dark Pulse onto Glamora to do more damage. I mean, there are a lot of branching
Hmm.
paths, obviously. I think FFD was
I
in a
think
situation where he could have won, but also Aelix got sent to that back foot situation by a crit. So I'm not
mm,
really sure if you'd want to run it back, do the same thing, if you're interested in doing something new. I think if I'm Aelix, I feel pretty comfortable with that last game. Like, Landor shouldn't have died there.
mhm.
Let's just do the same thing. My team's really good into Dondozo specifically, but he disagrees. He's going to Landorus. But Young Amber,
And so
We know Young Amber with the crit sky attack is a Lando killer, so maybe he's terrified, shaking in his boots.
now another thing to keep in mind is he tried to hit that sky attack on Primarina last time. So we have to assume that Aelix understands, hey, he was going for a sky attack on Primarina, it probably Okos.
This I wonder if you want to protect Primarina and just Earthquake. I don't know, or it's kind of a shame because you want to be quaking with Lando. That's his best move. But obviously, Quake hits your ally. Aerodactyl's on the field. But I do imagine you want Weezing gone so you can start getting your Intimidate back. That thing is so frustrating to play against.
I don't think an Earthquake into Weezing will Oko here, though.
I think it's very
Although,
funny
I don't
that
know,
he went with
is Spread
Wire
Multiplier in
Forge.
effect?
Spread Multiplier is in effect. Why would it not be?
Even if you don't. So I'm saying in the scenario where he clicks Earthquake and Primarina clicks Protect, and Weezing is the only Pokemon that gets hit, does that Spread Multiplier
Yeah.
still?
The Spread Multiplier is still in effect, I
Okay.
assume. I think it just matters that there is another Pokemon that could be hit by it.
Okay, got it.
Not that there
Oh
actually
yeah, in that
is.
scenario, I think Weezing is safe even to, maybe he could click a Will-O-Wisp into Landorus. That would be, I think, a really solid play. One, because I don't think that Landorus has anything that can Oko Weezing
If you burn Landorus,
unless
you
he's.
can find him to being an Intimidate swap in bot. He's very fast though.
Oh, yep. There's a really nice. We do have a Water Pledge.
That's Scarf.
So,
That's Scarf for sure. Unless FFD is running the weirdest, most bankrupt Aerodactyl EVs of all time. That Landorus is Scarf.
no, I mean, what do you even put on Aerodactyl other than speed and attack? He's not living much. He wants to go fast and he wants to hit something. So I can definitely all right. So we do see the Dondozo here.
I
Now, I do.
am curious. I think you. I don't even know if you want to swap in Mr. Tatsugiri into this because Weezing still's got a pretty positive matchup on the Primarina. Lando can't hurt
Mhm.
Dondozo really. I mean, he's locked in a knockoff. I don't. If you
It might
if
suck to
you
lose this item,
swap Weezing
but
out, you start getting intimidated. Even if he's clear amulet,
mhm.
Lando's locked into knockoff. I don't know. Dondozo,
Yeah, it's a
if
tough
Dondozo
situation.
loses his attack buffs, then he is the biggest loser of all time. You just start setting up, you do whatever you want, you build a rocket ship to the moon, you just win the game. You have to make sure Dondozo doesn't lose his attack buffs, or your opponent will just run like a holly jolly party on you, where you're forced to sit there and watch them win.
In Aelix's position here, honestly, yeah.
Okay, he
Okay,
does
so
have
he
the clear
definitely just clicks
amulet,
knockoff.
but he's gonna get
He just
knocked
clicks
off,
knockoff here.
and then
Yeah,
I
that's
I would start pivoting in and out the Landorus, and unless you kill it right now.
unless he kills it here. Yep.
Okay. Then all is well.
So we do now. I honestly have to believe that was obviously. I think that was a really solid play from Aelix right there. Burned Lando, scarfed is not really doing much for you. Um, oh,
I hope this
okay.
Glamour is.
Oh, instant spiky shield. We've got earthquake, does not kill,
Yeah.
and we've got the haze on Primarina. Yep.
Yeah, you got the haze. I think I'm not willing to call it game yet, but I am willing to call it sad. I think the thing that I was describing might just happen. Obviously, Glamora is still, yeah, Terra Grass. It doesn't even matter anymore. You're going to get Energy Ball. This is bad.
Yep. This is really not good right here.
Yo, it's Wheezing and Shrimp Tempura. I hope Shrimp. What's the speeds looking like? Aelix strikes me as the type of
Um,
guy to not be running full speed on Glamora, so maybe, just maybe, Tatsugiri could get out here and slow it down with an Icy Wind or something, and Weezing can Sludge Bomb it. I don't know. You've got to do something quick, though. This is really bad.
Yeah, this is a tough situation. Primarina absolutely annihilates poor.
He's not
Oh,
even
we do have
giving
a
him the
swap out.
chance. He doesn't get the icing one off. But
All right, does
if
he go for
FFD's
the
in
sludge
God,
bomb?
he goes for
Oh, he
Strange Team.
clicks strange steam.
And
Interesting.
getting the special attack drop there is actually pretty relevant.
Hmm.
Okay, maybe not actually. I'm thinking about this. I think there is no world in which Gudra does not win this. Maybe if Aelix stands up and disconnects from his computer, Gudra cannot win. But I don't know if how Weezing and poor old Tatsugiri
He
ever
most
win
likely
this.
he most likely just goes down to a heavy slam. I assume he's probably got that. We'll see here right now. We got a mist muddy water. We have a strange demon to protect. We have a life dew. Interesting. Okay, playing the long game. I see.
I honestly don't know what's happening. Just kill the. I think Aelix is taking a roundabout method. These muddy water misses don't matter unless he's playing for an out that he gets so many accuracy drops that Aelix can no longer hit him. This game is wrapped. Heavy slam, flash cannon, earth power. If you want to torture him, just hit him with resisted moves. Weezing just doesn't do
It
enough
does.
damage.
It is interesting. Oh, okay. Do we have a sludge bomb? Does not Oko, so this game is over for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking that he only has body press as his attacking move. So that was actually pretty close.
That actually was close. If he only has body press as his attacking move, then this game was really, really tight. I'm shocked to see that.
And there he protects. It's the life deal off. I don't think that necessarily matters. I think he's still. Oh, he protects again. All right.
I felt like that was a little unnecessary. That song and dance at the end. You just hit Earth Power 99 times and win the game. But
So that's two back-to-back 2-0s for Aelix to win that set.
he's up to 3-0 now. He's on a rampage,
Mm-hmm.
beating his old team, no problems at all. He did not care even a little. My Discord sounds are not working. Please let me know when they join to commentate.
Yeah, we'll wait here just a second, see if they join. I think it's quite telling. Aelix's interaction with that Dondozo Tatsugiri moment was just so. I mean, he said it's like going to work, baby. I clock in, I click haze, I clock out.
I was
Here's FFD,
FFD. Are you in the call?
and here is
Unfortunately.
Aelix as well. We've got both our players. What's going on, guys?
Yeah. Hello.
Yo.
I knew I shouldn't bring the fish.
We were talking about this temporarily. Aelix, you might have the most anti-Dondozo team I've ever seen. Every one of your 6 Pokemon could do something to stop him. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I had a lot of ways to stop it, so I was more scared of like Chi-Yu and Dragapult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to commend you, FFD, for that snarl on Chi-Yu. I thought to me that felt like a big momentum shift in that game. That
Oh
first
yeah,
game. I think
that frightened me. I was like, uh-oh, I kind of need my special
Yeah.
attackers to kill things.
Yeah, especially after
Yeah.
I got to one shot the Lando. I figured like you don't have really another special attacker. Like maybe you brought another physical attacker. I mean, like maybe you brought physical attacks on Gudra, but I doubt it. Which is pretty bulky.
Yeah.
So like the instant I didn't see Palmot, I was like, okay, like Snarl has to come. Like I have to use it.
I am really curious about one thing in particular. I'm over here calling the game over. I'm like, yeah, FFD can't win. Uzumaki, the Gudra, is just going to start heavy slamming. But then he didn't start heavy slamming. Was your only attacking move on that thing body press?
I had Draco Meteor to kill Tatsu and Dragapult.
Oh, but that doesn't hit Weezing, so...
No. So,
Yeah.
but I also have Shelter, so
was-
if Glamora went down, I was going to start clicking Shelter.
It would have been really tough because a strange steam probably would have could have confused at one point.
Yeah.
I would have been.
Yeah,
That would have been a
it's
really
It's a good thing Glamor's
tenuous
faster.
endgame.
Yeah, I was hoping for a nice clean turn 1 kill game 2, but the Choice Scarf knockoff is just not what I was expecting.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
kind of mean.
okay,
I didn't enjoy poor Sky
I-
Attack getting snubbed.
I really do want to actually spend a moment on that though, because Aelix, I want to hear your thoughts about when you got the crit, because we did find out on comms that crit really mattered
Lando
Um,
does not die
get that-
to Sky Attack unless you
to
get crit.
Sky Attack from Aerodactyl. So, what were your thoughts trying to pivot kind of out of that? Because I mean, you didn't gain any momentum whatsoever with Landorus, because I mean, even his Intimidate was blocked by the neutralizing gas.
Yeah, well, when I got crit, so I didn't get the chance to calc that to see if it mattered until just now, and yeah, it did matter. During the game, though, I assumed that it didn't, so I was like, well, I didn't get the Intimidate drop because of the gas anyway, so crit,
Mm-hmm.
like, no matter what, the crit was just gonna kill me. But I felt good. I can't remember how that first game played out. I'm gonna skip through it real quick, but you watch this as it happens. Yeah, he kills that, and I believe, yeah, and then I get the KO on that. So, yeah, I immediately killed the Aerodactyl back, which was fine. So, Landorus really was just kind of here to threaten, like, Chiyu, Magnezone, which didn't show up, and Wheezing. So, it wasn't, like, the biggest part of my team, and Primarina into FFD's team is just ridiculous. So I just felt good that that thing didn't die.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, Lando going down there
looking at it,
did
so
suck
strong.
because the very next turn his Pokemon out were Chiyu and Weezing, but as you talked about, Primarina was so strong that it didn't.
Yeah, like Landorus really just came in and was like, "Get down, Mrs. President."
Yeah.
Save Primarina. Primarina is so important because it walls Chiyu, has haze, like it kills Dragapult with one Moonblast.
I had one question for
And-
FFD really fast. What were your 4 moves on Dragapult? So I assume you had Protect and Shadow Ball. What were the other 2?
There was no protect.
No Protect.
It was Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Draco Meteor, Fire Blast.
Okay.
Oh, you did have Draco.
So
I did.
is there a reason that you went for Shadow Ball over Draco Meteor on the Glamora / Primarina turn? Did you just think Shadow Ball would kill?
I didn't think I could maybe win if I had special attack down.
Right. I think
Mhm.
it's always kind of scary to put yourself into a situation where you're going to be
Yeah.
weaker, but
I didn't calc that situation, so I was like, maybe Shadow Ball kills, and I didn't expect to get like Oko right back. So
yeah, obviously
Mhm.
it's a tough call to make. I had no idea if Shadow Ball would kill either. Glamora, you don't know Aelix's EVs, and it's tough to get it perfectly anyway. But it was really
Looks
we were curious if you were even running a dragon move because you had the Terra Dragon Primarina out there as well.
yeah, when I was
Mhm.
calcing earlier, I almost changed out the um, the Draco Meteor for Dragon Pulse, but I was running some calcs. It just didn't do enough damage. So
Mhm.
like anything it didn't one shot, it didn't allow my other Pokemon to really like get there. So I was like, I'll just run the Draco Meteor, and maybe it's enough. But I didn't really expect to use it. I was hoping it was just gonna be, like a throat spray Primarina build.
Yeah, where
Just-
you can ruin his life with Wheezing by making him a normal type.
Well, I was hoping it was just gonna be like that plus haze, so that maybe I can just get lucky and one shot it with Aerodactyl, and then it's just kind of off the board.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
when he like didn't do that game 1, I read the protect fine, but game 2 I was like, okay, he's not gonna protect. I have to like try to get there, and it just gets killed. I'm like, oh, I should have just clicked the other move.
Yeah, Dragonfly
Yeah.
is actually
Well,
one
I
of
think-
the most interesting and well balanced designed Pokemon in the game. In that obviously it's really fast and it has really high attack, but it has no good attacking moves. So you're really incentivized to run it special attacking because it gets tons of good special attacking moves. But then obviously you're choosing the weaker attack stat. So it's like, I don't know, do you pick the stronger moves or do you pick the stronger attack stat? It's a tough decision to make every week.
Yeah, especially after going physical last week, I was like, I wanted to do more, and I felt like it didn't do enough last week. when it was like a little bit
Mm.
more favorable of a matchup. And especially when I was looking at trying to have like some type of game plan for Galarian Moltres, I was like, I just don't want to be physical. It just doesn't feel like it does enough. And then I definitely get killed back by any dark move. So decided to go special and try to like kill whatever was next to Moltres the whole time, and hope like Chi-Yu can one shot it, or maybe Aerodactyl gets to take care of it with Skydrop, or just like take it off of the board for a little while. But yeah, it's just a lot of different angles to look at the team and try to figure out what he would do. A big thing
It's
was
tough
trying to worry
predicting what
about-
Aelix will do.
Dude,
I
I was
think.
worried about
So-
Perish Song.
And I
Yeah.
heard you
Oh.
mention Hyper Voice. I've actually not been able to run Primarina with the Liquid Voice ability a single time yet. Because week 1, I had to fight Soundproof Komodo. Week 2, I just needed the like single target damage, so there was no reason to even run Hyper Voice. And this week, I ran Torrent again. I don't know if it came up in commentary, but I actually ran Water Pledge over Scald. Because there's a weird Game Freak interaction where, in case FFD wanted to get crafty and run Storm Drain Tatsugiri, Water Pledge ignores the drawing in part of Storm Drain.
That is just
Whoa,
actually such bad
really?
game design that I'm upset on.
No
comms.
way.
That is so dumb. I believe
Yeah.
you, but it is so stupid.
It's not documented on Bulbapedia. I just like saw it on some random forum post, and then I tested it on Showdown. It absolutely works. It just ignores it.
That's so crazy and stupid, and I'm gonna write a letter to Game Freak myself.
I'm
actually.
actually very upset about that. That is crazy.
That's so silly.
Yeah,
Come on.
thought about
I mean, I guess
doing
it makes
Storm
sense if
Drain
you're.
because you were gonna be prepared for like the Omni boost, and so I was like, maybe it's just easier to not worry about it. And going in, I knew that Primarina was gonna be too like a big problem, so I was like, maybe this is just enough to get by. But knowing you just had something for that too is like, ugh.
I thought there was a good chance that you'd run Sparkling Aria as your water move, but I never in my life predicted Water Pledge.
Well, and now all of our listeners, all of our watchers can understand exactly what Water Pledge has a niche in. Even if you don't have another pledge user, you can ignore Storm Drain.
I honestly, at first, I was like, why would you even play around FFD running Storm Drain? And then I remembered on comms like 4 times, I was like, FFD might be running Charge Beam, or FFD might be running Misty Explosion. You can... he is the least predictable player of all time.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I did indeed have a double team user in here, but I did.
Which one of these
There it
6 was
is.
running double team? Please tell me.
I mean,
It had to have been Tatsugiri.
It was not Tatsugiri.
Ah.
I can't say it though. I can't say it.
Okay,
I might use
okay.
it next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keep
he
an eye
got to
out.
keep it close to his chest.
It's it's not good.
I think we should probably wrap it up to keep this recording short before my computer explodes or something. But I wanted to say congratulations to Aelix, but also great work, FFD. Those were competitive games. You're 2-1, off to a rousing start, both of you. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of your games this season.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna close it out.